Good morning, my darlings. My name is Victoria and this is Veritas Tarot. I love to do readings for love, obviously love of another, but most importantly love for oneself, because you can't pour from an empty cup, hence my cup of tea tarot. And in England there's nothing that a good cup of tea and a natter, a chat with a friend, can't help with. And today, so we're going to have that cup of tea and a natter with spirit to see what messages there may be for you. If there are, please do let me know in the comments section below. And if it doesn't resonate with you, please don't try and make it fit. It's obviously then for somebody else. And there are lots of other amazing, fabulous readers out there on YouTube who will have a message for you. So today we're going to do your Six of Cups soulmate reading, and we're going to see what's in your headspace, in your heart space, what's in their headspace and heart space, and advice from spirit, and then I'll pull some romance angel cards for you. So let's get cracking, Aries. Let's see what's in your headspace at the moment. Thank you. So, my darling, you have the Five of Cups. I'm just going to put my glasses on at the moment. You have the Five of Cups. So wherever you are at the moment is in a space of sadness and regret about something that's happened, maybe remorse that something that's happened. I'm feeling that you're feeling that life is sort of passing you by and that you're stuck in a place of you can't move on from the past at the moment. And you know, because you're focusing on these three cups that are spilt, and when I see these three cups like this, I always think of sort of past, present, and future. That you're thinking about the past in a very sad way. In the present, you're feeling that lack of and that great sadness. So you're sitting in that state of sort of real negativity about life at the moment, and you're worrying about the future. But what you're not noticing, obviously, is behind you are these two cups ready to come in. And the universe always wants to surprise and delight you. It always has amazing, extraordinary things, what I call surprise and delights, waiting for you. And it's just about raising your vibration and understanding that everything that happens in our lives actually happens for us. And if it's something that makes us feel uncomfortable, it's something that we needed to shift and change from and learn from. So we'll move on to see what's in your heart space. But let's see what's in Aries heart space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a lot you want to say, but you can't say at the moment. You're feeling, and it's a bit of a symbolic ending because of these snow-capped mountains as well. Yes, my darling, you've walked away from something, but you know, I'm very proud of you because it takes a great deal of courage to walk away from in an Eight of Cups relationship. You know, Eight of Cups it's not a bad relationship per se, but you just knew that it wasn't serving you. You knew that it wasn't for your greatest good. And again, you've got this snow here representing this sort of symbolic ending. It's been very difficult for you to do, and it's weighed very heavy on your heart, but you knew you had to do it. And when I see these stairs like this, I always think that it's a lovely thing where you're taking that first step. You don't know where it's going to. You know, though, that you are being guided by the moon. So this is very much a spiritual pull for you. Your soul is guiding you, that you needed to walk away. Now, it may be that it's not forever, but you knew at this time you needed to walk away. And I just really feel for you. He's leaning on the stick here, and it's a very, very painful decision that you made, and it's difficult when it's at this stage. Let's see what's in your soulmate's headspace, and you've got the Seven of Cups, which has immediately come out. So with the Seven of Cups, this is very much about, you know, confusion and options and dreams. I'm getting that there may be somebody else involved, and that they've had a lot of different choices that they may have been making, but it's not a great space to be in, the Seven of Cups. You know, it's also getting focused on things that sometimes aren't important for us, the sort of very much the sort of material possessions, and I'm getting the expression, all that glitters isn't gold. But they are at the moment yeah, no, they're in a space of confusion at the moment, and but I want to see what's in their heart space. What's in their heart space? In Aries soulmate's heart space for Aries. What's in their heart space? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, my darling, they've got the Four of Wands, so there's a huge amount of love between you, and I'm not sure what has happened here. But, you know, love never disappears from a relationship. It's when our pain body gets in the way. It's when we kind of lose respect for the other person because maybe we feel they're not hearing what we want from a relationship. And, you know, one of the extraordinary things that I've learned on this journey is that, you know, in a relationship, you know, all relationships are for the evolution of our own soul, and all relationships are sent for us to learn and grow and evolve and to come to a place of a kind of unconditional love because we've learned self-love. And also when we love another, we want for them what they want for them. And in that way, we're releasing them from any ties and pull to us, and we just love them. But, I mean, with this card, you know, he's got he's bowing down, he's holding, there's a lot of tenderness between you. There's a lot of tenderness. He feels it, and there's been a lot of, you've created in your relationship together a lot of joy and abundance and happiness, and I can see, you know, all of that with all the sort of grapes here. And I'm seeing the sort of tree of life here as well. So it's very much been spiritually guided for you. So I want to see what advice from Spirit is with this one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's advice from Spirit? Here we are. So it's the Five of Swords. So somebody has walked away. Well, you both have. I mean, something's happened where somebody's walked away from somebody else, and what Spirit is saying is, you know, this who's won this battle, who's lost this battle. You know, it's been perhaps very much again from both of your pain bodies that you've dealt with this, which of course always happens in arguments like that. There's been a lot of hurt. There are people around that are comforting both of you, and you know, this sort of sunset is coming down. So the relationship is at the moment at a, as you said, as you've sort of walked away. But Spirit is saying again, when you are in this Five of Swords moment, it's a time for you and your soulmate to have, I'm getting time out, it's not like kids' time out, but it's time for you both to just heal. And as I said, you know, soulmate relationships can be, you know, they're incredibly powerful relationships because we feel so much for our soulmate. And they're also, you know, God gives us our soulmates, as I said, to help us heal from old wounds that we have, maybe relationships, hurts that we've taken from an old relationship into a new relationship. And so a soulmate comes into our life to help trigger us, to keep triggering those wounds so that eventually we have to address them and look at them. And when we become, and we all do this, we have these conditioned behaviours that are there to protect us, then we get into this sort of same cycle over and over and over again. So what Spirit is saying, thank you, is, you know, neither of you are right and neither of you are wrong. You're both hurting, and nobody likes to hurt another. And when somebody does feel hurt by somebody else, it's because that other person's in pain. And so sometimes when somebody's not ready or willing to look at what is happening and why it's happening, it's easier for them to transfer their feelings of how they're feeling about themselves onto somebody else. But you know, there is, what with the Eight of Cups here and the sadness here and the Four of Wands here, this, you know, I'm sensing that this is a marriage or a long-term commitment relationship. It's definitely a soulmate relationship. And you're both in a little bit of a funk at the moment, but that's no bad thing, because you have to know what you don't want in order to understand what you do want, and you're kind of being given contrasts here. And you know, everything is a gift, whether it is a gift of surprise and delight or a gift of learning. But I want to clarify, sorry, I want to do some clarifiers and just see if we can go a little deeper on this for you. Please clarify. Thank you. The Five of Cups. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry. Please clarify the Five of Cups. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There we go. So you've got the Knight of Pentacles here. So, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is, you know, the only knight that passes the finishing line. And I think where you were feeling is that you weren't, the Knight is kind of like the solid offer, the grounding, this sort of long-term stable kind of relationship. I think you're in this situation where you just didn't feel that that was part of what your relationship was, and this is why you walked away. And I'm going to move on. I want to see what's in your heart space. Thank you. Actually, no, I'm going to pull one more card on this one for you. The Five of Cups, please, and the Knight of Shields. Thank you. Please clarify. Five of Cups and the Knight of Shields. Thank you. Yes, you've got the Nine of Swords. So, you know, you really have had a really difficult time with this. And I do feel for you. You can't stop thinking about what's happened. And, but when we go through this dark night of the soul is when we're at our most transformative. You know, these periods of our life are really sent to us to help us, because our soul, spirit, always wants for us what's for our greatest good, and they want for us joy and happiness. And if we're caught in a space that's not making us happy, and I'm getting walking on eggshells, you know, that I think that you have been in a relationship where you've tried very, very, very hard to make it work, and you've done it to the detriment of your self-love, and you've tried and you've loved, and you've just felt that you weren't getting this back, you weren't getting that sort of balance back, that you weren't feeling secure or comfortable in the relationship. And my darling, when you're in that state like that, one of the most important things is, I know it's difficult, but it's about self-love, because when you love yourself and you feel your self-worth, then you release the other person from that expectation that they need to love you for you to be lovable. Because you're extraordinary, you're amazing. We're all a piece of this wonderful universal consciousness. We're all a piece of God and spirit. And so I'm going to move on to what's in your heart space. But, you know, as I said, you've walked away from something, and therefore you have been guided by spirit to do this, because you knew that it wasn't making you happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please clarify the Eight of Cups. Thank you. So you've got the King of Pentacles here. So what I'm getting is that you were with somebody, maybe he was focused a little bit too much on, as I said, that sort of health, not sort of health, wealth, sort of material possessions and everything. And just didn't have the capacity or the emotional availability to love you as you wish for them to love you. And they've got Three Pentacles here then. So this is very interesting. So you know, the Three of Pentacles is about laying a foundation down. So I think they very much were focused on this. They found it difficult to speak. You know, when people have got a protective thing over their heart, and whatever they're carrying in their heart from their life, they're finding it very difficult to speak to you. And this is what, you know, this is why you needed to walk away from this, because you knew that you were just getting yourself more and more in this state. I don't know if you meditate, but do try and meditate. It is an extra, or just do something where you switch off, because when we are in this, as I call it, the sort of hamster wheel of thoughts going round and round and round in your head, you're not allowing your soul spirit to speak to you, and those I call receiving thoughts. So those are the thoughts when you're doing something else, or you're busy, you're happy doing something. I don't know if it's walking or gardening or meditating. Those are when you allow that clarity of thought to come in, and that's your guides trying to help you. Let's see what's in your soulmate's headspace. This is the Seven of Cups. They got the Seven of Cups. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aries, soulmates, headspace, please clarify the Seven of Cups. Yeah, you've got the Tower. So whatever choices or decisions or options that they are making at the moment, it is putting them into this Tower moment. Now, the Tower I see as, again, these conditions behaviours where it's very structured, it's very rigid. And what has to happen, I talk about, we get little slaps around the face from the universe when they're the universe is trying to nudge us to shift and evolve and change and learn and grow and let go of things. And when we're not doing that, the Tower comes in. And the Tower has to come in to take all of that away in order that we can see the foundations of our life. There's again Three of Pentacles here he's holding. And to be able to look forward to the future with much clearer perspective. So, you know, in this Tower, and this is what I particularly like about this card, and bearing in mind this is what's in his headspace. So we all have the divine masculine and the divine feminine in us, okay? So look at the masculine on this side. You know, he's desperately trying to hold on to his crown. He's very worried about all of those materialistic possessions and everything. So, and he's panicking. He's really panicking. Now look at the feminine side. This is in his headspace, so we all have this. The feminine side is free falling beautifully. So the feminine side is your intuitive side, you know, your the empathic side. His soul, his intuition is trying to teach him to go with the flow, to let it all happen as it's meant to happen, and to release all of this stuff and not worry about it, because the Towers come in to help your soulmate, give them a great big slap around the face to help them just come to a better understanding of why things are the way they are. And perhaps, you know, it's also to do with their conditioned behaviours and they've gone through. So, but it has been, you know, pretty tough on them. So do, you know, for both of you, oh, sorry, wrong way around. For both of you there, this is a really tough moment in your lives, and I really feel for you. Have compassion for yourself. Have compassion for your soulmate as well. You know, there's no right or wrong. Things are either done from love or they're done from pain. And when you can come to a state of not judging yourself and judging them, you release so much, and then it allows the energy between you to be a lot softer and a lot higher vibration. And if you want to, if you're listening to this and you want to try and move forward with this relationship, or that you want to speak to them, you just do it from your higher self, do it from your love space, and send them love and light as well, because you know, just like if they've been coming to trigger you, you've been sent to them to trigger them, and they're also suffering. I'm going to clarify the Four of Wands, what's in their heart space for you, Aries. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. It's in the heart space, thank you. So you've got the Nine of Pentacles. They really admire you. The Nine of Pentacles is such a beautiful card. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles, this is to clarify the Four of Wands. So the Nine of Pentacles is somebody who's, it's like the minor arcana of the Empress. She is independent. She's just hugely attractive in terms of to both look at and to talk to. She's got a sort of something about her. She walks into a room and everybody kind of notices that she's there. She's very wise. She's got the eagle there, you know, it's her intuition talking to her. And she also, you know, when she has something to say, she says it, but she doesn't oversay it. It's that sort of thing. He knows this is you. This is how, you know, he feels in his heart for you. He sees, he's very attracted to who you are. You know, of course, that sort of, you know, behind all of this, this is you. This is the amazing you that you are, and he knows that. And he knows, you see with these pentacles, and again with this, you've got the same steps going up, that you are You do things logically in your life. You take them one step at a time. You're very confident as well, I'm getting. And you're very passionate about what you do. So he very much loves you, and I feel for you both, because I'm getting there's almost been a sort of miscommunication, or things have just, it's his frustration that he feels that he can't say how he feels, and it's your frustration because you want to hear those words, but actually those words need to come from you first. What was I pulling? Sorry, I was pulling for the 5 of Swords. So you've got the Prince of Wands for that. So I don't know if he's, or she, I apologise, your soulmate, it's because call me your soulmate, it's because I was looking to Prince, whether your soulmate has, as I said, with the 7 of Cups and options, whether they've done something a little bit silly and gone off and had another attachment or a relationship with somebody, because the Prince of Wands is a bit of a player and he kind of steps in and steps out. So this is what Spirit is advice for you. But I also sense with this card, you know, with the horse rearing here, that it's not that he or she doesn't love you. They're just, do you know what it is? It's like they're very nervous about getting too close to somebody, because if they get too close, this is their lack of self-love and lack of self-worth themselves. So if they get too close, then they're worried that they're going to be hurt, they're going to be vulnerable, they might be rejected. If somebody gets to know them too well, they might see the real them. But that's the great sadness with this, because the real them is amazing. And so they want to go forward, and this is Spirit's advice for you as well. They want to come forward, they want to come forward to you, but there is this fear, hesitation with them as well. That if they do, and they come charging in, how are they going to be received? Because you've definitely, with the 9 of Swords, you've been in this headspace about this for quite a while, I feel. So I'm going to just do you a couple more cards on this. How are we doing? We're all right. So please, will you clarify the 5 of Swords and the Prince of Wands with this deck? Yeah, it's exactly as, okay. So this is good. All right. So this was, I just wanted to get a little bit more Spirit advice for you on this, and it's what I was sort of saying. Do you remember, you've got here this 5 of Swords and this Prince of Wands. So you've got your 2 of Swords, and you've also got the Hermit. So this is their fear space that they're in, okay? This is this protection of this heart I talked to you about. At this moment in time, leave them be. Let your soulmate do their journey at their pace. You have to focus on you, my darling. You have to focus on your self-love now. And you are extraordinary, okay? You're absolutely amazing. And thank you. This had nothing to do with who you are. So please don't see this as a rejection of you. When somebody behaves like this, I know it sounds silly, but it's a rejection of themselves. And it's from their place of not wanting to get too close to somebody. I know that they love you. I can see that they love you. But it's their actions are fear-based actions, not love-based actions. The love is there. This is what we have. I mean, look what's in their heart space for you. It's beautiful. But I'm also getting they have this fear of commitment. This is the 4 of Wands as commitment, and the 9 of Pentacles is the independent. So they've got this commitment issue, and that comes from lack of self-love about themselves and lack of self-worth about themselves. And so that comes into not stepping too deeply into a relationship, because if you step too deeply, then that other person might see you. So it's better to just, not give too much away. So let them be in this 2 of Swords at the moment. This is the space, they have to do this journey in this, as I said, going back to it, they have to do this journey, Aries, in their own time. And, Spirit won't let them sit in that space for too long, because look, this is what's happening. the Tower's coming in. But what Spirit is saying, you, my darling, it's time now to step from the Nine of Swords into the Hermit. This is your time to go within. This is your time to heal. All the answers you need are within you. Spirit, your soul will talk to you if you listen, and you'll get that thought just coming, rushing in. It always sort of comes in from the right, I feel. And you go, oh, okay, I understand. That makes sense. And, you know, listen to your dreams. They're whispers of your soul. Walk, meditate, spend time alone. Don't talk too much about all the negative stuff with everybody else around you, okay? Because you're just creating more and more negativity around you. And remember, what you give out, you get back. So the universe always says yes. So if you're in that state of saying this is awful and lack of, you're going to get more. But Spirit is saying, go into that, go within, go and do your onion peeling on yourself. Go and look and focus on your self-love and your self-worth and do what's right for you. Not a lot of people hang out on that little cliff edge there, I can tell you. So it's a very amazing, wonderful, painful place to be. But I can, trust me, it is the most rewarding place when you come out of it and you have clarity and understanding. And Spirit is guiding you. You've got the birds here, this is your soul, this is the light, and you've got the dawn coming up. And you see when you're in that space that the water is clear, you're going to find peace. Find something that gives you peace to do, that you can do regularly. I always think that walking is amazing. So my darling, I do feel for you in this space. And I'm going to pull you just one or two romance angels. Let's see what we've got for you. Oh my goodness. So, you've got trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. So this is about you understanding that there is love there. I think there's a lot of healing that needs to be done between you, but there's definitely love there. And this is about you, just go back one more time to say, being brought together to heal old wounds that you both may have brought in from another relationship, to heal those wounds so that you can grow together. You do your journey, my darling. Let your soulmate do their journey. And if you love them and you want them to come back, hold the space, but you keep moving forward and focusing on you, okay? But I think that's beautiful. And one card just fell out on the bottom for you. It's worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your life. So this all comes down, you know, to, as I said, being divinely guided, divinely protected, and divine timing. Thank you. That God, the universe, will always give you the answer at exactly the right time for you, okay? And just is to have trust and faith and belief that you are absolutely being guided. This is something that's happening for you to put you into a better, higher vibration and energy space. So thank you, my darlings. I hope you have a very lovely week, and do get out and do some walking, and take care, and speak to you next week.